Hi class, welcome to Health Data Analytics. I am sincerely hoping you find this class fun. I know it's a little bit challenging and it really is my goal to make sure that you enjoy being here. And so this is just to give you a lay of the land. Every online course is different and to help provide you with resources. So the very first thing here is I want to highlight a few things. So obviously this looks the same in most classes. Please know I've given you guidelines on communication. The reason why is there are some funny things about Canvas that limit my communication with you. And so I ask that you email me directly with questions. Please do not leave messages inside Canvas. Don't email me through Canvas. It really limits my ability to respond to you and get helpful, especially with this class, because with this class, some of my responses might be kind of long if I'm really helping you troubleshoot something. Please make sure you've provided me all the information. I teach lots of different courses, lots of different sections, so give me as much information on the first email, and that way I can get to helping you solve your problem more quickly. Okay? The next thing I want to talk about is due dates. So you can see here that I have an entire section that's just course resources for you. This is going to be really important. But the first thing I want to draw your attention to is your schedule. Now, whether this is an 8-week class or a 16-week class, it really doesn't matter. This example is a summer 8-week, but you will always have all of your due dates outlined. Okay, and so you can see here, you know exactly what you need to accomplish this week. Very little by this Thursday, but from here on out we'll be on a Wednesday, Sunday schedule. And so you want to take a look at that and make sure that that's helping keep you on track. The other option you have here is this course calendar. You have to make sure all of your classes are selected if you want to see all your classes here, but you have this course calendar. I highly recommend you never use grades. I have had more than one situation where a student was using grades as a way of seeing what was due, and they have missed things. And so know that this is your goal right here, this course schedule and this calendar. And of course, if you ever see something that is not cohesive, by all means, email me right away. Okay. In this class, you will do some statistics, but a lot of this class really is looking at theory. But in order to look at theory, you kind of have to understand the fundamentals, right? And so you'll see here that you have something called Data Camp, and these are interactive activities that teach you the skills of learning some of your Excel and AI. So you'll sign up for Data Camp. This is totally free. In addition, you have two things here on how to submit your labs. This doesn't really come into play until lab 3, when you have to submit an Excel sheet with every single lab because I'm going to look at your math. So this will help you make sure that your files are correct and that you have presented the content in a way that's readable and usable for you, for me, and so on. Also, you will see here how to understand your grades, understanding your weighted grades, policies, everything related to that. And last but not least, academic authenticity. So with the dawn of AI, and you will use a lot of AI in this class, comes additional challenges. And so this little module that you'll work through, which will help pad your test weighted grade, which will be helpful to you, promise, tells you how to make sure that you're saving your work and you're completing your work in a way that shows your own authentic work. And that way, if anything were to ever come into question, you have an entire system here set up to have your own back. And that's really what this is designed to do. And it also explains what will happen if something gets flagged for me. And that's why I'm providing you all of this, so you know what next steps will look like, because getting something flagged does not necessarily mean you have done something wrong. It just means something here got flagged, and we're going to talk about it so we can work through that process, okay? But it's really important that you read through this and start implementing these practices just to have your own back. So, also in this class, you will have 3 major exams, and For each exam, you will be able to have a study guide. You'll be able to have a total of 1 page of notes. Your exams do use Honor Lock, and I know that can be a little stressful sometimes. You're allowed 1 page. And what I've done is I've made a study guide for each chapter. I highly recommend, and I've built this in with your time, that you take time to work on this study guide. For example, this is chapter 1, that you build this out for every chapter. That way you have 1 page of notes you can take into an exam, but this is the best way to tie the content that you're going to read in the textbook to the material that you're going to be tested on, and then we will use that in the labs. Okay, so here's an example of this. I will be building this out as doing exams this way is new. And so I will be building that as we go. This course is handled 1 chapter at a time versus weeks at a time. So every chapter will look a little bit like this. You will have the chapter learning overview outcomes, right? Just introducing you to what's going to happen. Then you will have the area of required material. So this is the study guide. You have a PowerPoint. I will guide you to what you need to know in this textbook. You will not use R. You will not need to really study how R works. You'll need to understand different platforms, but that's it. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you to everything, and then I'm going to provide you a lot of videos, which are going to be the best way to bring this to life versus me just lecturing to you. And so you'll want to take the time to go through all of this additional information. Then you will have your assignments. So they will be laid out this way. I will have, which for the first week is a Thursday due date, but for every week after that, a Wednesday due date. What will we do on Wednesday and what will we do on Sunday? Okay, and so you can see here I've provided you a chapter study guide. You have everything listed out. And so this will also help you, but you'll notice I don't have the due dates here. If you were to click on this, you would see the due date. You would see this due date also in your calendar. It is also outlined in your schedule. And that is your daily week. So please let me know if you have any questions or you need anything at all, and I wish us an awesome semester.